The night was thick with an eerie silence as I stood at my post, clad in the dull uniform of a security guard. I worked the graveyard shift at St. Joshua's Medical Center, a place filled with countless stories of pain, despair, and inevitable death. Tonight, I would become a part of one of those tales. It started innocently enough, as most chilling tales do. The corridors were dimly lit, casting long, twisted shadows that seemed to whisper secrets to one another. The flickering lights added an extra layer of unease, creating a dance of darkness and illumination. My heart quickened its pace, an instinctive response to the building tension. As I patrolled the corridors, I couldn't shake the feeling of being watched. Every creak, every distant sound sent shivers down my spine. The air felt heavy, as if a presence lurked in the shadows, biding its time. I dismissed it as my imagination playing tricks, attempting to rationalize my growing unease. That's when I noticed it, a pale figure standing at the end of the hallway. My breath caught in my throat, freezing me in place. It appeared to be a young man in his early 20s, his eyes devoid of life, his pale skin reflecting the cold fluorescence, and with what appeared to be a massive wound to the side of his head. I've seen this person before, only he was in the trauma bay of the emergency department where I worked the night before. But he didn't make it due to blood loss from the blunt trauma to his head. I didn't know the details, but I know he passed away. I know because I'm the one who took him down to the morgue and placed him inside the cooler. Now here he was, down the hallway looking right at me. My mind screamed to run, to flee from this horrifying apparition, but duty and curiosity rooted me in place. I took a hesitant step forward, my trembling hand gripping the flashlight tighter. With each step, the air grew colder, the sensation of dread intensifying. I called out to him, my voice quivering. Hello? Are you lost? Can I help you? The man's gaze fixed on me, piercing through the darkness. His lips moved, but no sound emerged. Instead, his voice whispered directly into my mind, a haunting melody that sent a shiver down my spine. They took my life, but I won't let them take yours. Confusion and terror mingled within me. Who was he? What did he mean? Before I could gather my thoughts, the lights overhead began to flicker violently, casting erratic shadows that danced around me. Panic surged through my veins as the hospital transformed into a nightmare. Doors slammed shut, trapping me in a labyrinth of fear. The temperature plummeted, and the sound of distant footsteps echoed ominously. The walls seemed to close in, suffocating me with their malevolence. The man's spectral form glided toward me, his expression a mix of sorrow and determination. With each passing moment, his presence grew stronger, his despair enveloping me like a suffocating fog. I realized then that he wasn't a mere ghost, but a guardian trapped between worlds, desperate to save others from a similar fate. His pain became my pain, his fear my own. Suddenly, a burst of light erupted from within him, illuminating the surrounding darkness. The hospital's tormented spirits recoiled, their moans of anguish fading into the distance. In that moment, the man's eyes met mine, and he smiled, a bittersweet smile filled with both gratitude and sorrow. As the light faded, the hospital returned to its somber state, the shadows retreating to their rightful places. The oppressive weight that had settled upon my shoulders lifted, leaving me exhausted yet strangely fulfilled. The man had found solace, and I had survived a night of unimaginable horror. Years have passed since that fateful night, but the memory remains etched in my mind. I still work as a security guard, but now I carry a newfound respect for the supernatural. I've come to understand that the line between the living and the dead is thinner than we dare to admit, and that sometimes those who pass on seek to protect us from the terrors they once faced. So, as I continue my rounds through the hospital's corridors, I remain vigilant, ready to confront the darkness that lingers within. And in the quiet moments, when the night is at its darkest, I can't help but wonder if the ghostly guardian still watches over me, ensuring that the horrors I faced that night never return.